Howdy, ladies and gents. I'm Styles Hart. Welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club. Yeah, we're just gonna hop right into it. We gotta make a poem, I guess. So let's see. Let's go for, I guess, contamination. Bed, anime. They're all okay. We have to kind of pick one, right? So, infinite pain. She liked pain. That's weird. Depression. She's in depression. Eternity. Vitality. That's silly. Secretive, skirt, vivid, scene, hair, disaster, stable, philosophy. Figured that'd be hers. Puppy. I'm gonna kind of give them all some attention with the headphones. Suicide's an option. Anxiety. Looks like we're mostly favoring the super emo chick. Alright, what was the voice I gave for her? Hi again, Silas. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Ha 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 ha. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Silas. What was my promise? I hope this isn't too overwhelming for a commitment of you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on! Like he deserves any slack. See, you already told me you didn't even want to join any any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuka, or Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plumps back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Silas always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. Yeah, I mean, that's true to me as well. He helps me with busy work without me even asking. Like cooking and cleaning my room. How dependable. Silvery, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come? You and Silas can become good friends too. Listen to me now. Sayori? Woo. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she's put me into. Yuri! Yuri even brought you something today, you know? Wait, Sayori. Me? This ugly mug? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when... Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? What do I do? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me mad no matter words. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches under her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How's this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I like despite me not reading much. Thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew! Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Oh, we just instantly go for it? Okay, I thought we gotta choose. Crap. I think she knows me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. Ooh woo! That only makes her hide her face deeper in the book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I muttered this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's what they gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I want to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious. How come you have 2 copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. Yeah, she bought the book for you, you dumbass. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about anyway? Well... Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Alright. I just want to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost young sister. But as soon as she does, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escape from a human experiment prison, and while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. That's kind of, it's kind of dark, isn't it? You made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. The voice I'm trying to give her is like a raven kind of voice, but like, she's not like super goth looking. She's just like kind of to herself. So I can't do the raven voice. Like, oh my god, yeah. How are you today? I can't do that. So it has to be like a little monotone. Kind of like this, I guess. You know. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Silas? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy these kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that those kind of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own philosophy that they believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, then you're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. You're good. It's all good. I haven't lost interest in or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please, stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It is a literature club after all. Uh, that's... Well, that's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? Oh, the word, I messed it up. I might as well start reading it, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago you said you were looking forward to it. Yeah, hypocrite! Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slipped into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very, used to. That is, reading in the company of someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. Feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead, I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this. We're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, don't worry about that. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, totally. Thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page for me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. Dude, why you gotta go there with it, man? My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second guesses a lot of things that she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. Yuri remained silent for a moment. But, Silas, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that. But wait, I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. Oh. I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. Might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thoughts. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you? I guess I don't have... Wait, I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back in my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah, totally. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well now, that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait! Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who should I show the poem to? We were just chilling with Yuri, but... Let's start with... Do we get it shared to everyone or just one? Let's go with Natsuki. I told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday. It's probably only fair if I shared mine with her first. Huh? Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically, it's not cute enough for your tastes. Do you want to get smacked? I'll pass, thanks. Huh. Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try. Well, that's about it. Okay. Yeah, I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really... I messed it up. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like, I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. You did, yeah, so you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I'm gonna take that away from her. That's fair. Who should I show the poem to next? I don't know if we get 2 people to share it with or 3. Let's try Monica. She's a class lead after all. Hi, Slilas. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good. Good. Oh, what should her voice be? Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid of bringing things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Ooh, ooh. Don't worry, Sly. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of bear that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Slias. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. Truly metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. Fair. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort. Dude, that was me in high school, not gonna lie. I didn't try to over excel at anything. If I did something good, and people noticed it, then I was just kind of like, you know, is what it is kind of thing, you know? Didn't really care to try too hard. Which is probably why I work at retail. Anyway. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway, right? You know that Yuri likes that kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imaginary imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness, Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. I have the hiccups, excuse me, guys. And it's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all of the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked, though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Ha ha ha, yeah, totally. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? Yeah, I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. Oh, I can scroll. Okay. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the speckle protrudes? A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peered inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas. Flashbang through the door? Already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep. Yeah, that's what she said. Stretching further to everything. That's definitely what she said. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. Okay. Neato. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could call. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big, dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Okay. Who should I show next? We'll go to Sayori since she's the one who got us into this thing in the first place. This is a good poem, Silas. Are you sure it's your first time? Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time? I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously, or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy just that you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really a part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the classroom. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Silas. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this is for other people. That's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori, I guess. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined, knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah, and I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you. Alright, well, I'm gonna hold you to that then. Yay! Now, you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. Well, we'll see. Dear Sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, make me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast. That seems like her. I want breakfast. Also, I wish I had blackout curtains because I hate when the sun hits me when I'm trying to sleep. Because I work nights. Know when I sleep? Typically in the morning, when the sun is coming up. It makes going to sleep so fucking hard. I have to bury my head in my pillow most of the time. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No! Just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself. Don't be mean. I still try my best. Yeah? I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? Sounds just like you. Really? Yeah. Especially that last line. I made eggs and toast. Even though you were late to school? It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Monica's the best. Yeah? Next time, I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess look forward to it. Who should I show my poem to next? Yuri, saving the best for last, baby! I don't know about that. I haven't decided. Because the game wants you to choose a girl to go with, so we're gonna have to choose. And in high school, I probably would have had to pick. But nowadays, like I'm an adult, man. This game doesn't resonate with me as much as it did back then. And the reason it resonated with me is because when Jacksepticeye was playing it, I thought it was gonna be one of those date games that he just kind of joked around in. But no, it's something completely different. As I said, viewer discretion advised for later stuff that goes on. It probably won't be for the first couple episodes, though. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. Whoa, what was that? Huh? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. Uh, uh, he's gonna hate me. Why can't I hear her thoughts? Um, you really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. That's... I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri throws off, unable to find an excuse. She traced her finger along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there's a specific writing habit. Wait. There are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberated. Is that how you say that? Deliberated? In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself or to me or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. Is there a way to read it where it's not all fancy? My brain hurts trying to read a lot. Okay. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining... What's that word? See, I haven't done cursive in a long time, so when she's putting cursive elements, it's messing with my brain a little bit. The last remaining... something light. Sheet light? I don't know what that word is. To have withstood the test of time. I don't know what that word is. The last... Well, if that's an L, then... Dude, beats me. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present. But living in the past, the light flickers. I flicker back. So... Wait. I don't know what that word is. The last remaining... That's an S at the beginning. It beats me, man. I can read certain fancy writing, but it takes me a minute to piece it together, and I'm not going to take that time to do that. My writing is very... Like, I have my own style, but it's very, like, quickened. It's not neat. It's eligible, but it's not, like... It's not anything fancy. I don't do fancy writing. When I was a kid in elementary school, I was a preemie. I was premature, so I was born a couple months early. And it was hard for me to learn certain things. And writing, as well as math, was one of those things that took me forever to learn. Cursive took me so long to learn. And even then, I've forgotten most of it because I haven't had to use it for the most part. Besides having to do my signature, and honestly, my signature is a mix of just random scribbles. So, you know. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. Yeah, it's not terrible handwriting, it's just more advanced. It's more stylized. What took you a long time to read? Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Huh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? I don't know what that's supposed to be. Huh? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Silas. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. Huh? It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive, too, so... Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm gonna keep doing my best for you, Silas. Me too. Whew! Guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. Dude, it was stressful to read. My eyes hurt. I haven't had to read this much in a minute. Like, I have books. Like, I need to read through the Witcher series. I have the entire Witcher series. I need to read through that. I have the entire Aragorn series. I need to reread all that because I read that stuff in high school. I have a Warhammer book that I need to read. There are books I own that I need to read. I just don't have time to do it. And most of the time, I'm either sleeping or playing games for the channel, and then going to work, and that's that. Hell, maybe what I'll start doing is bring my books with me to work, and I'll just read during my hour breaks. That's what I used to do for a little bit. Anyhow, that was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my I'm going too quick with my words. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club, after all. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monika are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Huh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Silas liked it too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. Nah. And Silas liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Silas appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. Huh! And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. Oh, no. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Guys? Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Silas started showing up. Natsuki? Natsuki, that's a little bit... This doesn't involve you! I don't like fighting, you guys! Suddenly both girls turned towards me as if they just noticed I was standing there. Silas, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point of making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at a reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Silas. But wait, there's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. That's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste of time. You understand that, right, Silas? Well, Jesus Christ. Okay, before I go, whatever my character's gonna say, I don't know if I'm gonna get an option or not. I think that both can be true. Okay, one person can express something and it be meaningful to them and not be meaningful to someone else. Like, everyone has ways to express themselves that mean something to them, whether it's music, art, whatever. It may look like total dog shit, or it may not sound good to you, but if that person goes with it and it means something to them, then just let it roll, man. Like, Natsuki, hers wasn't, it was pretty cutesy and whatever, but if it means a lot to her, so be it. Same with her, Yuri. Hers, you know, it wasn't like, it was deep and meaningful and whatever, I guess. And that's fine too. Everyone writes in different ways, everyone reads stuff in different ways, everyone draws, sings, plays an instrument. Everyone does stuff differently, so if it works for you, take pointers, take stuff, like, you know, learn stuff from different people, maybe integrate it, but, like, don't get all bent out of shape because someone has a different opinion. Fuck, that's shitty, dude. Just go with the flow. You know, if someone has a different opinion on something, it is what it is. Maybe learn, or maybe try to convey a different meaning and show them how your feeling on it is, but just be respectful about it and everything's cool. Let's continue. How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but hey, you said whomever, you know a little bit, homie, you know a little bit! But whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. So of course that's going to be, help me, Sayori. Dude, I'm not gonna, I don't know. Let's go with Natsuki. Why not, right? Yuri, you're really talented. Well, but Natsuki has a point. I think that, I rack my brain in an attempt to back myself up. I think that conveying feeling with few words can be just as impressive as well. It lets the reader's imagination take over, and Natsuki's poem did a really good job at that. Yeah! It did, didn't it? Aha! Shows how much you know. That's not... Natsuki. I think that's enough. Huh? Me? But she was so mean to me. Natsuki's voice whines. Look. What we talked about yesterday was right. Writing is a really personal thing, and sharing it can definitely be hard. It looks like we learned that today. Even small criticism can lead to something pretty heated. I glance over my shoulder. Sayori is nodding vigorously. Yeah, so You don't need to feel threatened. You're a great writer, Natsuki. Natsuki's voice gets caught in surprise. Thanks for noticing. She finally mutters that barely audible. Yuri. Huh? Yuri looks at me dejectedly. With a face like that, I can't help but feel bad for her as well. I'm sure that Natsuki didn't mean everything she said. So you don't need to feel threatened either. Well, if you say so. Hey! It's not like you need to apologize for me, Silas. Sheesh. Natsuki takes a breath. The thing about, Natsuki glances around the room. But everyone's up staring at me! Unsurprisingly, Natsuki has a hard time with it. And she boasted. Suri and Monica look away. Huh. Anyway, the thing about your boobs, I didn't mean it, okay? That's all. Natsuki looks away, avoiding eye contact with anyone. Yeah, you're naturally beautiful, Yuri. Sayori? Okay, let's get one thing straight. Just because the girl has big boobs doesn't mean that she's naturally better looking than the others, alright? I've seen girls who are petite, who pique my interest, and girls who have huge badonkadonks that pique my interest, alright? And girls who are in the middle. Boobs aren't everything, alright? That ass, though. I'm kidding. When it comes to deciding how people are, like, who's attracted what and whatever looks, the whole, like, in this situation, the only reason I'm bringing this up because they said it. The game said it. It doesn't matter size of boobage or that kind of thing. One doesn't necessarily mean it's more attractive than the other. There's a lot of factors that go into that kind of thing. Same with, for instance, guys. I'm a guy. I'll be straight up. I'm not gonna act like I have a fucking 10-incher or a 12-incher. Like, let's be real. That's not the case. And I'm man enough and comfortable enough with myself now, unlike I was in high school, to admit that. No, I ain't got no baby dick, but you know what, dude? You can't help that shit. It is what it is. Deal with it. Move on. Accept your flaws, or your gifts, because some people are given fucking the best traits ever, and it's like, well, shit, alright. That person's naturally gonna get what they want in life. But hey, and that's a stereotype, by the way. Just because someone has really good looks doesn't mean they get everything they want. But it can help in some situations. But look everyone is unique in their own way. Don't let one person, how their image is, affect you. Whether it be their image of you or their image of themselves. If someone thinks they're the fucking shit, and as long as they're chill about it and they don't like be all shitty to you about it, you know what? Let them think they're the shit. At least for a minute. I don't know what I pressed. Okay, I pressed something. Don't know what I did. Granted, people need to be humble, don't get me wrong, but, you know, back with the whole appearance thing, that shit like that don't matter, alright? There are girls who have small boobs who are attractive, the girls who have big boobs that are attractive. There are dudes who have no abs that I'm sure get some. There are those that have abs that don't. Shit, I don't have abs. Like, I was working out for a couple weeks straight, and then I stopped. I haven't worked out for like 2-3 weeks. And it's affecting. Granted, I was mostly doing weights, so it was mainly my arms. But, like, I took a break from that stuff. I need to get back into that. If I put work in, I can get a decent build going. I'm not, like, overweight or anything like that. And if you are, there's a lot that goes into that. Some people just do that to themselves. Some people have traits that make it where they can't, they can't control that. There's things that you can do to try to get over that if you want. I'm not saying you have to, it's your life, your body, you do what you want. Everyone can do what they want with their own stuff. If it affects your health in negative ways, you know what, that's on you. I personally like to be in shape. I would love to be in shape, but it's hard with working nights. Because all your energy that you should have in the day is gone. Hell, I should be asleep right now because I work tonight, but fuck it. I get 2 hours sleep, 3 hours sleep at most nights, so it is what it is. The whole point of my long-ass speech was body image don't matter. What matters is, what you think of yourself. Natsuki being same thing about her boobs, that means that she's probably insecure about her tiny figure. which is stupid. Because there are guys that go for that kind of thing. I don't care. Like, I have my own parameters when it comes to attractiveness with girls, but for the most part, boob size don't really matter to me. Now, if you look like a child, there might be some issues there because, yeah, no, but there's different parameters and stuff, you know? This sounds I don't know why I'm even fucking explaining this shit. Just try to be happy with yourself. Doesn't matter what you look like, whatever. If you look like a fucking train wreck, like if you look like dog shit, dude, own that shit. Be like, you know what? Fuck it. I look like a donkey. I look like an ass. My face looks like it got hit by a freight train. And then just be like, make jokes about it. Just own that shit and you're good. I'm not gonna say I have the best features ever. There's a lot of shit I could work on, but fuck. I'm cool with how I look. I want tattoos. That's my main complaint. There's too much empty space on my arms. I want full sleeves. But, besides that, you know. Anyhow, back to the game. I know that was a really slightly off-topic tangent, but yeah, just, you know, make the best of whatever, man. You just be like, it is what it is, move on. There are people who spend a shitload of money into Botox, plastic surgery, all that kinds of shit. And I think that's stupid. Not my money, so do what you want, but I feel like that's a waste. Just own it and move on. I'll go make some tea. I was just trying to help. I'm sure she appreciated it, Sayori. Pat Sayori on the shoulders. Well, now that we're past that, everyone's read each other's poems, right? Hope that it was worthwhile for everyone, especially you, Silas. Anytime she does that, that's her ooh kind of shit. And to be honest, it's a nice change of pace from the lazing around we got a little too used to. Sorry guys, I had to do that just because of so my joining the club was responsible for ruining the atmosphere? No, not at all. Not at all. There's still time before we go home, so we'll all relax for a bit. Of course, besides chatting, we do literature-related things in the classroom, so maybe you can take the chance to pick up a book or do some writing. After all, that's what the club is for. I disagree, Monica. About what? That's not the most important thing about the literature club. The most important thing is having fun. Of course. Well, I guess that's why you're the vice president, Sayori. I'm sorry, I'm having too much fun doing stupid ass laughs. In the end though, Monica's right. Being in the lit club probably means I can't spend all my time doing nothing. Also, it's lit club, so like, shouldn't you be getting lit, homie? Come on, 420 that shit. It's not 420, but who gives a fuck? I've approved this message. But in the end, I guess it's been worth it so far. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was alright. Well, mostly. Silas, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learn something from your friends, too. So your poems will turn out even better. Yeah, I guess. I think to myself. I did learn a little more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. Yeah, but dude, don't be worrying about everyone else. Impress yourself. I know you're trying to get some, homie, but apparently we're about to start a harem because everyone's into you already. I nodded myself with newfound determination. Silas, ready to walk home? Yeah, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori, about what happened earlier. What do you mean? you know, between Yuri and Natsuki. Does that kind of thing happen often? No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just want your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you. Phew! You know, Silas, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club, but I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you too. That's... Every day is going to be so much fun. Looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? We'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. Pat Sayori on the shoulders. I said that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay. Yeah. Let's do this. Hold on. He said let's do this. We got... Let's do this. Alright, ladies and gents, I'm going to end this episode here because we are at the 56-minute mark. I know I went on a little bit of tangent about like body stuff or whatever. Look it. As long as you're cool with yourself, don't let anyone else tell you anything, really. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm all about health. Like, I'm about being healthy. I do very unhealthy habits, like, you know, drink and occasionally smoke with some buddies. Not gonna say why I smoke, but and I don't work out, like I don't go to the gym. I work out at my house. If I went to the gym, I'm sure that I'd see more improvement. Maybe I'll start going to the gym, I don't know. But here's all I'm gonna say when it comes to that. If working out isn't your thing, don't do it. If just do you. Just do you. Who cares what anyone else thinks? If you're happy with how you are, that's all that matters. Now, that doesn't mean that the world has to see you how you are. Doesn't mean that everyone has to agree with how you are. Because everyone has their own opinions about everything. But, if you're happy, that's all that should really matter. Anyhow, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I hope you all have a fantastic day. I'll see you in the next episode, which is probably going to be this game because I'm in the mood to play this. So, have a great one. Peace.